Nehemiah Cook.
Case number 240-569-3201. People City, Michigan versus Nehemiah Cook. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Schreiber on behalf of Mr. Cook, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right, the court is not guilty plea on behalf of your client, given the nature of the offense, ties, community, lack of criminal history. Any objection to a personal bond, counsels?
No, the people are going to ask for a $15,000 personal bond, Your Honor, because he had a previous case that was bound over for the same thing, but we're asking for personal bond.
No objections. No objection.
Sounds not a personal bond in this matter, sir. While this case is pending, you not possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Probable cause May 3rd in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination May 10th in front of Judge Giles. Have a good day, sir.
15,000, Your Honor.
Yes, what you asked for.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that point. My mistake.
Okay. Anyway, I gave you what you asked for.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Julian Jordan.
Calling case number 240-569-3101. People City, Michigan versus Julian Jordan. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Jessica Schreiber on behalf of Mr. Jordan, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right. Court entered not guilty plea. One moment. Court entered not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Argument as the bond.
Your Honor, I see no prior criminal history. This is non-assaultive. $10,000 personal bond.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Jordan, $10,000 personal bond.
Thank you.
Give me one moment. Give you a court date. I'll get him in a minute, bro. In addition, Mr. Jordan, while this case is pending, regardless of the status of your driver's license, I don't want you driving.
Okay. So if I get all my
and also don't possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause May 3rd, preliminary examination May 10th. Both in front of Judge Sabri. Have a good day, sir.
step on the black line, tell you that. Say your name. Leno Childs.
Case number 240-569-3001. People City, Michigan versus Delano Childs. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Schreiber on behalf of Mr. Childs, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court not guilty. Your clients to have arguments to bond.
People are asking for $10,000, 10%. We're also asking for GPS tether with a curfew if he's working. Your Honor, he's on probation for carrying concealed weapon case from 7/21/23. He has 3 weapons when he was caught with them. He began to flee as well. We think the cash bond is necessary, and also the tether. Thank you.
Shibe?
Respectfully asking for a personal bond without a tether. He has 2 kids, lifelong resident, lives with his mom, is employed at Spark and DoorDash. He's a high school grad. He understands he needs to make it to all of his court dates. Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. There is nothing assaultive here he's being charged with, and nothing assaultive on his record.
Can you address Mr. Ragnar's point about a tether?
Your Honor, he has 2 jobs, and if he loses those jobs from being locked up, waiting for the tether, which we know is about 5 to 7 days, probably 7 days, he's not gonna be able to support the 2 kids, and I don't believe he's at flight risk, and he's not charged with anything assaultive here.
Okay. All right, court having another argument as to bond, $10,000 personal bond, sir. While this case is pending, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons.
Yes, sir.
Probable cause May 3rd, preliminary examination May 10th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Black line, face the camera full now.
All right. Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Paul Anthony Harlan II.
Mr. Harlan?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Lady Carmen Harlan?
Yes. Yeah, Channel 4 News. Yes, that's my cousin.
Okay. All right. She's one of my sheroes. All right. Call the case number 240-569-2901. Who said Michigan versus Paul Harmon? Appearances, please.
Mr. Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Ms. Shai, your appearance.
I don't think you heard me, Your Honor. Justice Shab on behalf of Mr. Harlan, who is formal reading understands.
Yeah, you were muted. That's why. I'm sorry, you were muted.
Sorry.
Okay. Co-worker, not guilty plea on behalf of Carmen Harlan's cousin. Argument as to bond.
Your Honor, the people in this matter are requesting 25,000, 10% with a tether. He is currently on probation for fleeing and elude third before the Honorable Deborah Thomas. He was just sentenced May of 23. What's troubling in this matter is that the officers went to the location on an FA in progress. He allegedly told the victim, who now does not want to prosecute, that he was holding a gun on her, was going to shoot her. He gave a consent search, and they found 9mm ammunition in a bedroom.
Right.
He's not supposed to have ammunition or a gun, Your Honor. He is charged with the ammunition only, but I do know prior.
He froze up on me.
Oh.
Hold on, Mr. Harlan, we're good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, Mrs. Coyle, you froze up on us.
I did? Did you not hear? I'm sorry.
That's why everybody's waiting with bated breath as to what you're gonna say. You froze up on us.
I did. All right. Oh, darn. Okay. I'm asking for 25,000, 10% with the tether. Reason being that this was an FA in progress. I know that the victim refused to prosecute, but allegedly was holding a gun on her, told her he was going to shoot her. He allowed a consent search. They found 9mm rounds in his bedroom. What's troubling as well is his prior assaultive convictions, a 2013 R&O, a 2013 R&O under HIDA, 2 CCW convictions, a 14 and an 18, Your Honor. Based on those prior convictions and what they charges, what you're here, and the time of the ammunition, we're asking for that 10% bond with the tether.
Can I speak, Your Honor? Oh, I'm sorry.
Time.
Yes, sir, you do have a right to speak, but own protection, I don't want you to speak, okay? After I finish with the argument, if you have any questions, you can, okay? You have that right. Your Honor, there's nothing assaulted here. All he's charged with is the ammunition.
I'm getting static from DDC.
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. Nothing assaultive here, only being charged with the ammunition. And the complaining witness said that she will not would not provide a statement or testify. That is in on the bottom of the complaint. So respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. No KPS history, has 2 kids, and is employed at Workbox Staffing, and a high school grad, and understands he needs to make it to his court dates.
All right, Mr. Harlan, court having heard arguments to bond. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt in this case. $25,000 personal bond while his case is pending. You not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons, nor ammunition. Probable cause May 6th, preliminary examination May 13th. Now, this is not a bond requirement because you're not charged with this, but I would be very careful if you happen to be around. Give me one moment. Corey Whitley or Whitley. She could very well change her mind in terms of whether she wants to prosecute. So you're not charged with that. So I'm not going to put a no contact, but I'm just advising you, be very, very careful if you happen to be around her. Okay, DDC, you can unmute. Unmute, DDC. What?
I think you have to unmute it.
Okay, I asked, okay.
Gotcha.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Name's Lee Anthony Elliott.
Calling case number 240-569-3501. People said Michigan versus James Elliott. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Shab on behalf of Mr. Elliott, who is from a reading understands his constitutional rights, stands mute.
All right, the court ordered not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Elliott. Argument as to bond by the esteemed Mr. Ragnar.
People are asking for a $10,000 personal bond in this matter, Your Honor.
Shad?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I think I had the wrong. I did have the wrong defendant, and I apologize to the defendant and to the court, Your Honor. We're asking for $10,000.
What about the clerks? What about everybody else?
I apologize to the clerks. Ms. Scheib always, she knows I would never do anything.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Ragnar. What's your bond request?
$10,000, 10% bond, GPS tether, home arrest, or curfew if he has a job. Yeah. He's to have court case, receiving, concealing, unarmed robbery, and possession of burglar tools. He has a KPS on a case from 2019 that was it's a misdemeanor B&E of a motor vehicle, but the bond's gone from during that period of time. I think it was on 4/24. It was finally 4/25 put back to a personal bond. But Your Honor, I know you've read it, so I won't go any more into it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ragnar, for being sensitive. I appreciate that. Ms. Scheib.
Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. No objection to a high personal bond, not the 10%. Nothing assaultive here in front of you on these 5 counts. They're all non-assaultive. The KPS was handled yesterday, Your Honor. He is employed as a mechanic and he does lawn care. He's a high school grad. He has 2 kids and he's a lifelong resident. I don't believe he has anything assaultive on his record.
All right, court having heard arguments. Bond $10,000 on a personal bond while the case is pending. So you're not possessing any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause May 3rd. Preliminary examination May 10th. Both in front of Judge Giles. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
I promise not to do 2 presentations the next time.
No, technically, Mr. Ragnar, it was 1.25.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It makes me feel better.
Black line say no.
10,000 person.
Hi, what's your name? Hello, you have a name?
Rose. Low.
Who? Sir, what is your name? What's your name?
It was Froze, Dominique Roberts.
Okay. Call on case number 240-569-3801, People City, Michigan versus Dominique Roberts, who is now unfrozen.
Samuel A. Ragnar for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Roberts, who has formal reading and understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right, the court of not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Roberts, given the nature of offense, lack of criminal history, ties community. Any objection to a personal bond?
No, the people are asking for a $10,000 personal bond, Your Honor.
No objection.
$10,000 personal bond, Mr. Roberts. While this case is pending, you're not possessing any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Probable cause, May 3rd in front of Judge Kevin Roberts, preliminary examination, May 10th in front of Judge Giles. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, man. Let's go, bro.
My name is Rodney
What's your
Arnold
name,
Rogers.
sir? Rodney Rogers?
Yeah, Rodney Arnold Rogers.
Case number 240-446-1201, People State, Michigan versus Rodney Rogers. Appearances, please.
Mr. Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Rogers, who has formal reading and understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court of not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Rogers, argument as the bond.
Your Honor, the people are requesting a $50,000 personal bond, no contact with Ms. Anderson. I do not see a prior assaultive history.
No objection to a personal bond.
All right, court have heard argument as to bond, $50,000 personal bond, no contact with Ms. Anderson, sir. No contact means just that. No phone calls, text messages, emails, through social media, through a third party, no handwritten letters or notes. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
And let's see. And no contact with the Sussex Street address where this incident occurred. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
You have children in common?
Yes, sir.
You have exchange of custody rights like every other weekend and the like?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't have any contact with her. You shouldn't go to the Sussex Street address. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Pre-trial, May 13th, in front of Judge Garrett. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Rob.
Hello.
Hello, do you have a name?
Yes, I'm Cameron Davis.
All right, calling case number 240-569-3701. People City, Michigan versus Cameron Davidson. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragnar for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Davidson, who is for more reading, understands constitutional rights and stands here.
Argument or court or not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Argument, Mr. Ragnar.
Yeah, people are asking for a $7,500 10% bond. This is a dangerous situation he put minor children in. The police went over to try to conduct a traffic stop. The defendant took off.
Read the report to me again, Mr. Ragnar. Are you reading the report to me again?
No, I'm not reading it. I was just doing it from memory.
Summarizing it.
The thing about it is he had 3 minor kids in the vehicle with him at the time, plus the mother of these kids. Plus, when he got to his residence, he put a baby, there was a baby left in a holder outside.
In the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had to get helicopters involved and everything because of they put these people in danger. So we're asking for $7,500 cash, 10% GPS work release. Thank you.
Ms. Shive.
Your Honor, respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. The count 2 is a misdemeanor. And Your Honor, he understands he needs to make it to all of his court dates, not on probation or parole, nothing pending, is employed at Old McDonald Tree Service, takes care of his 2 kids, 7-month-old and 4-year-old.
Is that Old McDonald Tree Service?
Yes, Your Honor.
My
I was
father
about to say
did.
Old McDonald Farm.
No, Old McDonald Tree Service. We cut trees and we do demolitions.
Okay, I thought it was like Old McDonald Farm, but go ahead, Ms. Shive.
And he lives with his mother, Your Honor, and I'm not aware of anything assaultive on his record.
All right, court ever heard argument as the bond. All right, Mr. Davidson, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. $7,500 personal bond. Only condition, regardless of whether you valid driver's license or not, no driving. No driving.
Okay, Your Honor. I say yes, sir, Your Honor. Thank you.
I heard you. All right. Probable cause, May 3rd. Preliminary examination, May 10th. Both in front of Judge Sabri. Have a good day, and have a good day at Old McDonald.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
First of all, I got it. Go now.
What's the point of that?
Go back in that room. Go back in that room.
Crazy. Since when do we have to all be on the screen?
Say that. So you're not.
We're doing good for time. Let's keep it up. What's your name, sir?
Michael Richardson III, sir.
Michael Richardson III.
Yes, sir.
All right. Come on, case number 240-569-3901. Pearson Michigan versus Michael Richardson III.
Emily Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Richardson, who has formal reading and understands constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right. Court of not guilty plea on behalf of your client. I know this is an assaulting, resisting, obstructing, but it doesn't appear that Mr. Richardson has a criminal history, ties community. Any objection to a personal bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant has, the reason he fled is because back on November of 23, he pulled over for a traffic accident because he was on supervised release through the federal system. He took off and ran at that time, and he's been missing ever since. So there is a full extradition warrant out for him from the federal system, Your Honor. And they asked him why he did it, why he took off this time. He goes, well, I saw a little chance, so I thought I'd try it. So, you know, we're asking for $10,000.
Man that recognizes opportunities, allegedly, huh?
Apparently so, but it didn't work out. So we're asking for $10,000, 10% cash, GPS tether if he's released from his federal matter. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rad, I got one question.
Yes.
This was a traffic stop in the vehicle, is that correct?
Yes.
He was a passenger, not the driver, correct?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Shive.
Your Honor, respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. He has nothing assaultive on his record. He's a lifelong resident. He lives with his grandma. He understands he needs to make it to all of his court dates. Nothing assaultive here in this. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. No objection to a high personal bond.
All right, court argument is the bond, $20,000 personal bond in this matter. Mr. Richardson, you, as if it's alleged, you can't take opportunities to flee, sir.
Yes, sir.
Probable cause May 7th, preliminary examination May 14th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Have a good day. What's your name, sir?
Sanchez Fletcher.
Sanchez Fletcher.
Yes.
Calling case number 240-569-4301. Peter State, Michigan versus Sanchez Fletcher. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Schaub on behalf of Mr. Fletcher, who has formal reading, understands constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court order not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Argument as the bond. Mr. Ragnar.
People are asking for $75,000 cash surety bond. If he's able to post a bond, we're asking for GPS together with home arrest. The defendant called his former girlfriend to come over and have sex with him. She said no. When she got home from
the report again, Mr. Ragnar.
I think it's important for the facts of this case, Your Honor. She ends up going over to his house because he had broken out her light at her house, porch light. When he gets there, he takes her in the house. He strangles her, Your Honor.
Mr. Ragnar, is there anything else you want to add that's not in the report?
I don't have any other information that's what's in the report. Well, I do have a lot of information, Your Honor. On 11523, pled guilty to a CCW, so he's on probation. No, he's not. My mistake then. But the whole point of it, Your Honor, he's got numerous arrests. This is a HAB 4.
All right, Mr. Ragnar, quit while you're ahead so you don't make any more mistakes, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
appreciate you looking out for me. Thank you.
Every day.
Your Honor, yeah, he's not on probation or parole. That we believe carrying concealed weapon was dismissed. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He has 4 kids. He lives with his parents. I'm not aware of any capious history. According to my client, this is not the first time the complaining witness calls the police and lies, Your Honor. As we could see in the report, she came to his address and she used, the porch light as an excuse. And then we don't have any witnesses. We don't have any injuries observed. We don't have any medics needed. So I know it says the victim suffered injuries to her neck, but we don't have any visible injuries by officers or medics that came to the scene or her being treated or anything, or all we have is what she's alleging. So again, he did do some college. He has strong family ties and community ties. Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. Now, if the court is not inclined to give a personal bond without a GPS tether, then I ask the court to consider a high personal bond with a GPS tether and house arrest.
Your Honor,
Mr. Ragnar, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Is there a history of any prior domestic violence allegations with Mr. Fletcher?
The complainant said, yes, he's done that before to her with a gun in the report.
Okay.
Yes.
My question, sir, specifically, are there any other domestic violence allegations that led to charges?
No, Your Honor, there isn't. There were 50 allegations that had to do with many and all crimes, armed robberies, 20 armed robberies, and 17 carjackings and things where he pled out into that case in 2001. And there is a picture, which I don't think Ms. Scheib has, of the injuries that were caused to the complainant that I happen to see. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we don't have that yet.
Right.
And you know what, Ms. Scheib, neither do I. All right, Mr. Fletcher, I'm on the fence with you as to whether to give you a personal bond, a high personal bond, or a cash bond.
So, Your Honor, if
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Ragnar. Is there anything new you want to add?
I just
Besides
want to
poking your
add, I think
forehead.
putting a gun to someone's head and telling them they're going to blow them, they're going to kill them, I think is a pretty
Okay.
assaultive matter.
Okay,
That's
Mr.
all.
Ragnar, you made your argument. Please don't
All right.
interrupt me again.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. You were this close to being put in time out.
I've been there before, Your Honor.
I know. All right. The court having an argument as to bond. The court is on the fence, Mr. Fletcher, as to whether to give a high personal bond or a cash bond. As Mr. Ragnar duly noted, and even properly demonstrated for the court by putting his finger to his forehead, gun to a forehead is to the head is a very, very serious allegation. And I thank Mr. Ragnar once again for his demonstrative ability.
Thank you.
And so I'm on the fence. And the tiebreaker for me, whether is your criminal history. And although I asked Mr. Ragnar, does he have an extensive domestic violence, you nonetheless habitual fourth offense notice, and you do have extensive history. Plus, as Mr. Ragnar ably noted, was that the complaining witness said he's done this before. So for those reasons, I find that you are a danger to the complaining witness and arguably to the community at large. Now, Mr. Ragnar, given your, I'm sorry, we lost him.
Yeah.
We just lost him. Thank you, Ms. Shive.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm getting no answer. Why am I getting no answer? Is anybody on? Oh, here we go. What's wrong, DDC? Somebody didn't pay the bill? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear no more stutter, utter, or mutter. I'm going to continue my bond ruling. As I indicated before, you faded out on me. I find Mr. Fletcher a danger to the community. And what was the cash bond amount you were asking for, Mr. Ragnar?
$75,000 cash security, Your Honor, plus tether.
All right.
Your Honor. May I?
Yes.
Since they don't live together, and since in the report allegedly the complaint witness came to him, would the court consider a $200,000 personal bond with the GPS tether and house arrest? He's currently unemployed. He doesn't have to leave for any reason at all.
No, Ms. Shive. I get your point. Your point is duly noted. But for the reasons I stated just previously, his criminal history, allegations in the report that he's done this before, I think a cash bond in the amount of $75,000 plus GPS tether, house arrest, if he's able to post bond, is appropriate in this matter. In addition, no contact with Mia Matthews, and you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Ms. Shive, to your point, under normal circumstances, I would agree with you, but I think there are factors weighing against your clients. Weighing against your clients that the court has considered, and for those reasons finds him a danger to the complaining witness. I assume this is an unaffordable bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bond redetermination will be April 30th. Let me make sure I got that right. Yes, bond redetermination will be April 30th. In front of Chief Judge McConaughey at 9 a.m. Probable cause May 3rd, preliminary examination May 9th, both in front of Judge King. Any questions regarding your bond conditions and or court date? Hearing none, have a good day.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
that 75 cash surety, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Full name. Antonio Jamal Austin.
Give me one moment. Antonio Austin.
Yes, sir.
On case number 240-446-1401, previously Michigan versus Antonio Austin. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Austin, who has formal reading understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
We're not guilty plea on behalf of your client, Mrs. Coyle. Before you get into your argument, I just want to make sure I'm reading the report correct. This assault, at least part of the assault, allegedly occurred in front of police officers. Is that a correct understanding?
Yes, right on the front lawn.
Okay, proceed with your argument, Mrs. Coyle.
Yes, that's why I'm asking in this matter, Your Honor, for 25,000, 10% with a tether. I know he has no criminal history that I am aware of. Allegedly, with the complainant, he wanted sex, she refused. He tried to prevent her from leaving. He punched her, slammed her to the ground. It sounds like from their injuries, I'm surmising that since they were both covered in blood, they were kind of mutual combatants. But at some point, the officers get there. He's on top of her. And when the officers try to get him off, he's like, his words are, "Shut the fuck up." And they had to pull him off of her. And then he became combative and tased. Now, I'm not here to whatever happened with the two of them, but what we see, what the officers are reporting, as well as the third party, here it is that in front of the officers, they could see he was on top of her. So for that reason,
so what is your bond request?
I'm asking for 25,000, 10% with the tether, and of course, no contact.
10% no tether. Ms. Scheib.
Your Honor, respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. This is charged as a misdemeanor. He has absolutely no prior criminal history to our knowledge in his 33 years. He's not on probation or parole, nothing pending. He's employed at Double J Collision from Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. He has 3 kids. He's a lifelong resident. He's a high school grad. There's no capious history. Charges a misdemeanor, which means worst case probation or community service. And Your Honor, yes, it does say that the police, when they came, the only thing they observed was him on top of the complainant allegedly, but nothing else, not him actually striking or punching. And if you go in the report, it says that the Miss Bailey and complainant then punched defendant. So he's being punched by 2 people. And then when the medics arrive, they have to treat not only the complainant, but my client as well. So I know the people said, it appears that all parties are involved with something at some point, but respectfully asking the court to consider a high personal bond, no contact, since he has no history, Your Honor.
Briefly, Your Honor, I'm just saying that here is somebody when the police are there and how he acts. He won't get off the woman, and that then he tells the officer, "Shut the fuck up." So right there, it's highly combative behavior. And that's why I'm asking for that bond and that tether. Not even looking at what would have happened between those two before the police get there, just as what the officers observed here.
All right, duly noted, Mrs. Coyle. Ms. Scheib, continue your argument.
Your Honor, my response to that would just be, if allegedly 2 people are punching you and you're one, and you're on top to defend yourself, and that's when the police come and it's the heat of the moment and we don't know what's going on. We're not there. These are all allegations. But what I do know is that he has no record at all. So respectfully ask the court to consider a personal bond.
Both of you ladies make great points. And particularly your point, Mr. Coyle, about when the police are there and he's yelling at the police, that that is a great point. That it shows a complete disregard for his alleged actions. And the court finds that troubling. The flip side of that, it appears that this occurred at his house. And that cuts towards Ms. Shive's argument, given lack of criminal history, and to what both of you kind of alluded to, if not stated, is that we don't know what happened before the police got there. They both were bloodied or whatever. It could be the mutual fray. We really don't know how this situation started. We know how it ended, and there's reports that the defendant was on top of the complaining witness, but it's not clear how this situation started. And I'm kind of torn on this matter. Like I said, Mrs. Core makes some great points.
Your Honor.
But yes.
I also note that, I know I usually don't bring up cases that are dismissed, but he did have a 2014 aggravated domestic violence with the same victim in which she failed to appear for the pretrial or the trial. So this is not a first-time offense with this woman. And the reason that my understanding is he prevented her from leaving, that's how this fray started, and that he slammed her to the ground. So, Your Honor, I do see this as highly assaultive, and and I'm not saying that the first time occurred, but it's very unusual that there's an aggravated domestic violence in 2014, 10 years ago, same woman, and here we are again.
Same woman, no point taken, but she's at his house.
And Your Honor, if I may, it was dismissed.
Yeah, I know that, and just give me one moment. All right, court have heard argument. $25,000 personal bond while his case is pending. Sir, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. No contact with Ashley Bush. No contact means just that. No phone calls, text messages, emails, handwritten letters and notes to a third party through social media. You'll be fitted with a GPS tether, curfew 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Pre-trial, May 13th in front of Judge Garrett. Any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
Would the court at least allow him to turn himself in for that tether, Your Honor, just so he doesn't lose the job that he supports his 3 kids with within 24 hours? I won't even ask for 48 hours.
I'm sorry, repeat that, Ms. Shad.
Would the court allow him to turn himself in for that tether within 24 hours? We won't even ask for 48 hours. I just don't want him to lose his job that he has, that he supports his 3 children with over these misdemeanor allegations. He's probably going to sit and do more time now waiting for the tether.
Allowed to turn himself in within 24 hours.
Thank you.
You want me to always take me on again? Thank you. The greatest.
All right, have a good day, Mr. Austin.
Great. Come on now. Step on the black line and say your name.
Corey Hughes.
Case number 240-446-1301, People City, Michigan versus Corey Hughes. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Shabba on behalf of Mr. Hughes, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands.
Court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Hughes. Argument, Mr. Ragnar.
Yeah, the people are asking for a $35,000 personal bond, but we're asking for a GPS tether with a curfew for work release. The reason we want a little higher bond is he's had previous 8/20/23 domestic violence home invasion case that was subsequently dismissed. 12/29/23 he had an assault case warrant requested, and we believe that he is a danger to the complainant.
So I'm sorry, Mr. Ragnar. What was the dollar amount you requested for bond?
35,000 personal bond.
Okay, sir, Mr. Herbert, show. What are you here for? What case are you here for, sir? All right, never mind. All right, go ahead, Ms. Shive.
Your Honor, no objection to the personal bond, but since he has no prior criminal history and not on probation or parole, nothing pending, and he's a lifelong resident of Detroit and has 2 kids and 3 stepkids and lives with his brother, family ties, community ties, charges a misdemeanor, respectfully asking to consider that personal bond without the tether. I don't believe he's at flight risk.
Any history of prior domestic violence charges?
Just arrest, 8/30/23 domestic violence home invasion, subsequently dismissed, and 12/29/23 arrest for assault, warrant requested. Or nothing came of it. That's an arrest.
Okay. All right, court, having heard argument as to bond, $35,000 on a personal bond. At least at this point, it looks like, unless Mr. Ragnar can contradict me, it looks like this is an isolated incident between these parties. So $35,000 on a personal bond while his case is pending. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. No contact with the complaining witness, Dominica Hughes. No contact means just that. No phone calls, text messages, emails, handwritten letters and notes, or through social media through a third party.
And you can't
Pre-trial
go back.
May 13th in front. I'm sorry, Mr. Ragnar.
I thought you were finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Pre-trial court date, May 13th in front of Judge Garrett. Have a good day.
Just want to make sure he doesn't go back to that residence, Your Honor, while this is pending. I know you said no contact, but it's their residence together. It's his wife.
A moment. Miss Shive, did you have an alternative place to stay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no contact with the Phillip Street address.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Stephen Carter.
Who?
Stephen Carter.
Stephen Carter.
Yes.
Case number 240-569-4501. People State of Michigan versus Stephen Carter.
Sir.
Family Ragnar for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Carter, who waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands here.
Forward a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Carter. Appearances, please.
Family Ragnar for the people. Your Honor, since I apparently do not have that file, so I'm going to have to leave it up to your discretion, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right, Ms. Shive.
Your Honor, he went through clean slate. He's not on probation or parole, nothing pending, receives SSI, volunteers at Body of Christ, lifelong resident, has 2 kids, understands no contact. And in the report, you know, the complaining witnesses, it contradicts what the officers say, because the complaining witness says that there was no, that she did not hear the defendant make any threats.
We lost him. Woo! It's like a third time today. And I keep getting failed to call. Oh, here we go. All right, continue on, Ms. Shine.
Your Honor, the complaining witness in the report says she states she never seen the gun pointed at her or anyone, and she didn't make any threats. That was an employee, I'm sorry, and the complaining witness right before that never mentioned any threats that were made by the defendant, and she said she never saw him point a gun at anyone. So I don't know why the person said in the report, but respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. Your Honor, I don't believe he's at flight risk. He was arrested at home. He understands he needs to make it to his court dates, and I'm not aware of KP's history.
So you're saying he didn't point a gun at anybody?
According to the complaining witness and according to the employee and according to the witnesses there, no. On the second page of the report.
What?
At the bottom, on 4/25/2024, the manager who is listed as the complaining witness on
Yeah,
count
because she
one.
ran to the back of the store.
But she said she said she never heard any threats and never by the defendant. She said she never saw the point the gun.
Let me read verbatim. I, Detective Lemon, went to the Greenfield address, interviewed the manager who stated she never seen the gun pointed at her because as soon as she seen the defendant walking into the store, before he pointed the gun, she ran to the back room. Now, she stated, to your point, she stated never mentioned any threats were made by the defendant. Well, she wouldn't because she's in the back of the store.
Well, what about the employee right under?
Okay. The next sentence, interviewing employee, she stated she never seen the gun pointed at her or anyone, and she did not hear the defendant make any threats. Now, I don't know what her story is, but that supports your point. And let's see. But the video, the green light video, observed by the officer, observed your client walk in, stands out in front of the door with his shoulder. He points the gun towards the front counter. Cannot see inside of the store where the defendant is pointing, and then lowers the gun and keeps it at his side. Now, Ms. Scheid, in light of that, and in light of the officer's observation, are you saying are you saying that he wasn't pointing the gun at anybody?
Yes, Your Honor, because respectfully, we haven't seen, I can't say because respectfully, we haven't seen the video. And I don't think the court has seen the video and I don't think the people have seen the video. We know what the report says that the video allegedly shows, but we haven't seen that video to know what it actually shows. And in the report, it says that there's a BB gun that was placed into evidence. It's not even a real gun, and there's the allegations. And in order to have an assault, Your Honor, against the person listed, there had to have been an assault upon Christensen with a dangerous weapon. And I don't know where that assault would have been. If she was in the back of the store allegedly and says no threats are made, didn't see no gun pointed, how is that assaultive towards her?
Well, that's a point that has to be fleshed out at a later court date. But to your earlier point, and I don't know where this comes from. The defendant walked to the front door, opened the front door, stood inside while he was holding the front door open. He was holding an AR-style rifle and stated, "All you motherfuckers come outside now." All of the employees feared for their life and ran into the back of the store, and all the customers ran out of the store. Defendant left the location and an unknown employee took a picture of defendant's license plate. So there is at least multiple folks were allegedly in fear for their life because they fled and it was caught on video. Now, your point is well taken, Ms. Scheid, and that'll be flushed out at the preliminary examination. But for now, to your point, $50,000 personal bond, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or BB guns. And you're not to go to any Captain J's in the Metro Detroit area. I frequent Captain J's. I love the lemon pepper wings. I don't want to see you.
Why is this funny?
All right. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Probable cause May 8th, preliminary examination, May 15th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
No.
I'm sorry.
Have a good day.
All right.